Dad taught us how to drive the three-wheeler, dirt bike, farm truck, tractor, combine. Even though we were only 10 or 12 years old, he taught us. And we all know that Lisa was the best tractor driver we ever had. Every summer we would take some cows and calves to the local fair and show them. Dad helped us pick out calves and taught us how to prep and show them. Sometimes we brought home ribbons and sometimes we didn't, but we always had fun. Friday night was game night. Once supper and chores were done, we all played hours of crokinole, Uno, and life. That's when the legendary Martin Girls competitive drive began. And by the way, I think I won the most. Sunday afternoons, he took us to the Lake of the Woods to swim, and that was one of the only times we got to have potato chips. At Christmas time, Dad would take us all out to hunt down the perfect Christmas tree. Beaver Creek Farms consisted of purebred Holstein cows, and Dad often brought in purebred bulls. Most of them did their job and went home with no problems. And then there was Jimbo. One day, Jimbo chased Dad from the barn, through the yard, around a hydro pole, which gave Dad just enough of a lead to get up the stairs into the front door of the house. Dad was lucky that day because any other day, that door was locked. Dad returned to the shotgun and fired it 2 shots into the air, and Jimbo retreated. I believe it was shortly after that day Dad switched to using frozen sperm. Dad, you can thank Jimbo for inspiring you to getting your artificial insemination license. We lived out in the country where everyone within a 20-mile radius was considered a neighbor. When someone needed help, everyone was there to help. Fear's barn caught fire, and Dad and many others were there to help fight the fire and prevent it from reaching the house. That is the kind of person Dad is, always there to help or for advice. Before I started school, I followed Dad around everywhere. Grandma Martin even made us matching work shirts for the barn. This one day I can remember fondly. It was a very cold, windy winter day, and Dad had one more load to take out. He told me to go into the house, but I wanted to go on the tractor with him and refused to go to the house. He said okay and sat me on his knee. As we pulled out of the barn, the wind was cold, strong, and piercing. Dad, you tucked me inside your parka to keep me warm and shelter me from the wind, and we continued on our way. Happy birthday.
Hi, I'm Catherine, and I'm a daughter of 4. In the summer of 1988, we all moved from Stratton to Lisbon, where Mom and Dad bought a 50-acre farm. Dad got a job working for Fairs Construction for about a year. Then Dad and his brother Ron bought a unit from Fairs Construction and started their own business. Back on the farm, Dad decided to fill the barn with pigs. Then later on, he moved on to cattle. But this wasn't enough to keep him busy. So Dad and Mary Ashley decided to raise some chickens. So they went out and bought 100 chickens and kept them at Dad's farm to raise them. But I remember one day at Mom and Dad's, Dad came into the house, shaking his head, saying, "Poor Barry, poor Barry. Some type of animal is killing those chickens." Just shaking his head. I'm like, "Dad, all the chickens are in one pen. How do you know they're Barry's chickens?" "Well, you see, Catherine, I count my chickens first.